It all started when Jerry Jeudy, the Browns' star receiver and the man brought in to energize the offense, decided he had seen enough. He didn't hold a private meeting or leak quiet frustrations through anonymous sources. He went public, and when he did, the ground shook. Jeudy openly called out his own head coach, Kevin Stefanski, accusing him of dragging his feet, of playing political games, and of creating an atmosphere of confusion that was tearing the team apart. The message was loud, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore. The locker room is divided, and Shedeur Sanders is at the center of it all. Jeudy made it clear that what's happening in Cleveland isn't just about coaching decisions or offensive schemes. It's about opportunity and fairness. He spoke directly to the growing frustration shared by players and fans alike, wondering why Shedeur, a quarterback who has done everything right, continues to be overlooked. With Joe Flacco gone and the team desperately searching for direction, the logical choice should have been clear. But Stefanski's refusal to make a move has become a symbol of the dysfunction eating away at the Browns from the inside. Every day he waits, every week he deflects questions, the tension grows stronger. Jeudy didn't just speak, he rallied. He painted a picture of Shedeur Sanders that directly defied the coach's cautious narrative. According to him, Shedeur isn't some rookie coasting on college fame. He's been in the trenches from day one, grinding, studying, learning, earning every ounce of respect from his teammates. Jeudy described him as the first to arrive, the last to leave, and the kind of player who gives everything, even when nobody's watching. He called him a professional, a leader, a fighter. The kind of player who doesn't just dream about winning, but lives for it. And then came the statement that blew everything wide open. Jeudy said without hesitation that when, not if, Shedeur gets his shot, the entire league will finally understand why this young man deserves to lead. That one moment changed everything. It wasn't just a comment. It was a declaration of war on the old order. Jeudy essentially told the world that the man to lead Cleveland's comeback isn't the one on the field, it's the one sitting on the bench. The team's wide receiver corps stood up for him, and not long after, the defensive captain joined the cause. Myles Garrett, the heart and soul of the Browns, stepped up and echoed those same words. Garrett's support wasn't casual. It was passionate, raw, and full of conviction. He called Shedeur one of the hardest-working players in the building, a rare breed who shows up early, stays late, and constantly demands more of himself. When your defensive leader publicly praises your rookie quarterback more than your head coach does, you know something inside the building is broken. Garrett's endorsement sent shockwaves across the league. Reporters couldn't believe what they were hearing. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year was praising a quarterback who hasn't even been given a real shot. Garrett described Shedeur as calm, composed, and mature beyond his years. The kind of player who doesn't just play football, but studies it like an art form. His words carried the weight of leadership, and in that moment it was clear that Stefanski had lost the room. While the stars of the team were speaking out, the coach stayed silent. Stefanski stood behind the podium with his usual vague explanations about development and timing, pretending everything was under control. But his expression told a different story: frustration, fear, and stubbornness. He insisted Shedeur wasn't ready. He repeated the same tired excuses week after week, but no one was buying it anymore. The players weren't. The fans weren't. Even the analysts had stopped pretending. Dan Orlovsky, a respected voice in the football world, called the situation flat-out ridiculous. He pointed out that the Browns' front office had hyped a developmental plan all offseason, promising fair competition between Shedeur and Gabriel. But now that plan is dead, buried under a pile of mixed signals and indecision. Orlovsky argued that Shedeur should at least be the clear QB2, given his performance in camp, but Stefanski refuses to make even that small move. To fans, it looks less like strategy and more like fear of being proven wrong. Because once Shedeur steps on the field and shines, there's no going back. Inside the locker room, the tension is palpable. Players are frustrated, some visibly angry. They've watched Shedeur outwork veterans, study harder than anyone else, and still be treated like a side note. Practice sessions, once lively and competitive, now feel tense and uncertain. Whispers have turned into side conversations. Veterans are privately admitting they're losing faith in the leadership. When that happens, it's not just a football issue, it's a culture issue. The entire energy of the team has shifted. And while the drama unfolds, Shedeur Sanders himself remains the calmest person in the building. No cryptic tweets, no interviews throwing shade, no public frustration. Just quiet focus. He continues to show up early, study harder, and lead by example. His composure in the middle of chaos is almost eerie, a young man acting like a 10-year veteran while the adults around him lose control. But even the most patient player has limits. Those close to him say he's growing tired of waiting, that the frustration is starting to show in his eyes. He's done everything asked of him, yet the door remains closed. Meanwhile, Cleveland's fan base has had enough. Social media is a war zone, filled with thousands of fans demanding that Shedeur be given the reins. They show up to games wearing shirts that read, "Start Shedeur now." Former Browns players are chiming in, echoing the same sentiment that keeping him on the sidelines is not just wrong, it's sabotage. The front office can't ignore it forever. The noise is too loud, the outrage too visible. The city that has endured decades of disappointment believes they finally have a player worth believing in, and the man in charge refuses to let him play. Behind closed doors, things are reportedly even worse. Sources claim that multiple players have privately questioned Stefanski's decisions, suggesting that favoritism or fear, not strategy, is driving his choices. Some insiders say the coach worries that if Shedeur lights it up on the field, his entire offensive philosophy, and maybe even his job, will be exposed as outdated. That's a dangerous position for any coach, especially in a city where patience has run out. The Browns now find themselves at a crossroads. On one side lies the future, a chance to rebuild trust, unite the locker room, and give fans hope by handing the keys to a young, hungry quarterback who has earned every opportunity. On the other side lies chaos, division, resentment, and the slow collapse of a team that once believed it could finally change its narrative. The decision is simple, but the stakes couldn't be higher. Cleveland has seen this story before. Promises of development, missed opportunities, talented players wasted by hesitation and pride. But this time feels different. The players aren't staying silent. The fans aren't waiting patiently. The pressure is boiling over, and if Stefanski doesn't act soon, this situation could destroy more than a season. It could destroy the locker room's faith in its leadership for good. So now the question isn't if Shedeur Sanders will get his shot. It's when and whether it will be too late by the time it happens. Because one thing is clear, this isn't about potential anymore. It's about proof. And Shedeur has already proven everything he needs to. What do you think? Has Kevin Stefanski completely lost control of the Browns, or is there still a chance to salvage this season before it implodes? Should Shedeur Sanders finally get his moment under center? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like if you believe he deserves a chance, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this storm in Cleveland continues to unfold.